Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is April 24th, 2024, and Barcelona have offered Rafa Marquez a contract extension. Also, the camera that was supposed to capture Lamine Yamal's goal during El Clasico magically stopped working when the goal happened. And finally, Barcelona are tracking a new defensive midfielder who currently plays for Valencia. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick announcement. I made this announcement in the previous video, but in case you haven't seen it yet, tomorrow I'm leaving town. I'm going on vacation, but don't worry, I will be taking my camera with me. So I will be bringing you daily live videos since I won't be able to edit any of the videos. I won't have my computer, my equipment, or anything like that. So all my videos will be live videos. They won't be podcasts, so I'm not going to be interacting with anyone in the chat section. Instead, they will be videos like this one, just 10 minutes, really short, live, bring you the news, and that's it. Anyways, having said all that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Now, let's begin with the news because Xavi Hernandez has decided to stay as Barcelona's manager until the end of his contract, which expires summer of 2025. I did make a video about that, so if you haven't seen it, make sure to check it out on the channel. In fact, this is the third video of today. Lots of news today, so make sure to check out the other two because lots of great news in them. But speaking of coaches, it's reported that Barcelona have sent Rafa Marquez a contract extension of 1 year. Now, as you know, Rafa Marquez had started to gain some ground within some people in the club that wanted him to become the next manager because they liked what he was doing with Barca Athletic, and they liked the fact that he was giving chances to many youngsters from the lower teams like Juvenil A, Juvenil B, and they thought that he could do the same during the first team. And well, despite Xavi deciding to stay with the first team, Barcelona are still very pleased and very happy with the job that Rafa Marquez has been doing with Barca Athletic, and as such, they have sent him an offer to extend his contract by 1 more year. There are many people in the club who believe that Rafa Marquez could perhaps be the Barcelona's future bet for the first team, so they want him to stay at the club, continue gaining experience, continue learning, continue developing, maturing as a coach at Barca Athletic, and maybe down the road, if Barcelona see that he's ready, they can promote him to the first team, and as such, they want to extend his contract in order to continue betting on the Mexican Barcelona legend. Now, we don't know whether Rafa Marquez is going to accept this offer or not because, as you know, he was hoping to become Barcelona's next manager for the first team. Now that Xavi is staying, we don't know what's going to happen. We also know that Rafa Marquez would like to coach a first-team division, so we're going to have to wait and see whether Rafa Marquez agrees to stay with Barca Athletic for 1 more season or whether he tries his luck somewhere else. Now, on to the shocking news, because we all remember this goal, Lamine Yamal's goal during El Clasico, which was not allowed because according to the VAR, the ball did not cross the line. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I saw the replays, when I was watching the match live, when I saw the replays, when they were showing all these images, all these replays, I wasn't too sure whether it was a goal or not. As you can see in this image, the ball kind of does look above the line, and that's the pictures that they continuously showed us during the replay. Apparently, these are the same pictures that the VAR examined because Gerard Romero, through his channel Gigantes, he leaked the VAR tapes. And you can see the referees reviewing the images one by one, saying, okay, no, this one doesn't look like it's goal. No, this one doesn't look like it's goal. Going over every single one. And every single one was pretty doubtful, kind of like this one. But then after the match ended, a lot of images began to surface on social media, on Twitter account. Images like this one, and maybe I will make it bigger so you can see it clearer, where you can see that the ball did, in fact, cross the line. Now, this is not the only image that has surfaced that shows the ball crossing the line. There are images from the other side of the goal, from fans who were on the other side of the stadium who captured the goal, and it also seemed like it was pretty clear that the ball had went in. And that's when I realized that the ball did indeed cross. I had my doubts when I saw the images that they were showing us on TV, but seeing these images, it's pretty clear that the ball did cross the line, which begs the question, if fans with some, cheap cell phone can, from far away, can capture the ball going into the goal, how come a stadium with over 38 cameras could not capture the right angle, or at least an angle that's, straight with the goal line? Because if you see, this is the image that they showed us on TV. This camera is not aligned with the goal line. This camera is more to the side. Why wasn't there a camera on the goal line to show us exactly whether the ball had crossed or not? And well, it seems like there was. There was a camera that was pointed right at the goal line. There was an operator sitting on that camera. So the camera was there. It was functional. They were operating it. And in fact, that camera was used to review the penalty that Pau Cubarsí supposedly caused against Lucas Vázquez. It was also used in the replay of the goal that Jude Bellingham scored during the final moments of the match, but it was not used when they reviewed the goal of Lamine Yamal. And well, it seems that that camera had mysteriously stopped working for a few minutes, which was when Lamine Yamal's goal happened. Coincidence? Not. I don't know. Let me know down below. Anyways, more news, because it's reported that Papa Perez, Florentino Perez, was actually seen visiting the locker room of the referees on the day of the match. He was seen walking through the stadium with Davila, Luis Davila, I think it's his name, which is the former referee that Real Madrid have on their payroll as a consultant, kind of like how Barcelona did with Negreira. But when Barcelona does it, it's a big deal. When Real Madrid do it, it's no big deal. He was also seen with an inspector from the Royal Spanish Football Federation. The three of them were walking. They stopped by the locker room of Real Madrid. They say hi to the player. And then they stopped by the locker room of the referee, Cesar Sotogrado, and they said hi to him and his team, which shocked a lot of people who were there at the stadium. And it kind of is a little bit shocking to me. Now, this is not proof that somehow Florentino bribed his referees or that the game is rigged. Not at all. I don't believe that for 1 second. If I believed the sport was rigged, I wouldn't bother watching. Why would I watch a sport where the outcome is already predetermined? However, it is concerning because imagine if it was on the flip side. Imagine if this match was at the Camp Nou and Laporta was seen stopping by in the locker room of the referees saying hi to them. Can you imagine the scandal? Every news media outlet in Spain would be reporting about it. They'd be screaming Negreira. They'd be screaming rigged. They'd be screaming all kinds of things. But because it was Florentino Perez, it's no big deal. Now, again, I don't think that Florentino Perez has stopped by to threaten the referees or to bribe them or anything. But you cannot deny the influence that something like this could have on the minds of referees. Because Florentino Perez, and a lot of people might not know this who don't necessarily follow Spanish politics, but Florentino Perez is one of the most powerful men in Spain. Not in Spanish football, not in La Liga, but in Spain as a whole. He's almost as powerful as the president of the country. In fact, with the arrival of Mbappe, Spain has already changed its tax law that allows new residents of the city of Madrid to pay lower taxes. And they're doing this just for the sole purpose of Mbappe. In fact, they're calling it the Mbappe law. So this is how powerful Florentino Perez is. But can you imagine the effect that can have as someone this powerful shows up to the locker room to greet the referees right before a match? And once you add to that the fact that Real Madrid TV have been consistently publishing videos criticizing referees, making them look like they're all crooked, that they all rule against Real Madrid, you can see why all controversial calls during this match of a Classico match, they were all in favor of Madrid. Not a single one went in favor of Barcelona. Now, again, I'm not saying that there was bribery or that this is rigged, but you cannot deny the influence that something like this can have on the referees, alongside the tapes from Real Madrid TV, who, by the way, released a tape after a Classico complaining about Cesar Sotogrado, saying that the game was rigged. that Barcelona's first goal should have been canceled because Christensen put his arms on what's his name, the German guy. Why I know I'm blanking. It's late. It's almost midnight. But Toni Kroos. Anyways, absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about the last bit of news because Barcelona are tracking a new defensive midfielder whose name is Pepe Lu. If you haven't heard of Pepe Lu, he's a 25-year-old defensive midfielder who currently plays for Valencia. In fact, he just arrived in Valencia during this season. I think he was from Levante, if I'm not mistaken. But so far, he's been having a really good season. He has become a fixture in the starting team for Valencia. He has scored 6 goals and provided 1 assist. And it's reported that Barcelona are tracking him closely and are considering him for this summer transfer market because Xavi Hernandez is a big fan of Pepe Lu. In fact, when Barcelona played against Valencia, Xavi Hernandez spoke to Pepe Lu. He congratulated him on his excellent season, and he told him that he thought he was an excellent player because Xavi is a big fan of him. He likes how Pepe Lu can switch between his physicality, which is something that Deco wants in Amadou Onana, but can also switch over to more a technical player, kind of like Subimendi. So he's kind of a hybrid of both, and Xavi is a big fan of that. And as such, Barcelona are tracking him very closely. Now, Pepe Lu does have a contract until 2028 with Valencia, which could complicate things for Barcelona. However, Valencia are also in a bad financial shape thanks to the horrible management of this La Liga by Javier Tebas, but that's another point. But as a result of Valencia's financial situation, they are forced to sell players every summer. They are forced to sell players for a total of 20 million euros. They need to generate 20 million euros every summer. So maybe that could be an avenue for that Barcelona could exploit because since Valencia are forced to sell, maybe Pepe Lu can be one of those players and maybe Barcelona could end up signing him because, again, Xavi Hernandez is a big fan of the 25-year-old midfielder. Anyways, that is all the news for today. That's it. I'm done. I won't bother you guys anymore. I've made 3 videos. Make sure to check them out all. But I will see you tomorrow. I will be making one last video before catching a flight. I catch a flight at night at 11 p.m. So I'll be making a video, maybe 2 before my flight. And then after that, it will be just videos from Barcelona. I'm going to Barcelona to watch the match. I will be making a vlog going to the stadium to watch the match. I will be taking you guys with me. So that's very exciting. I'm also going to be visiting the Camp Nou in order to follow up on the construction. I'll be making a vlog about that too. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are absolutely amazing. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, drop a comment, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. And as always, Visca Barça.